Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
Clearly, I've had my differences with President Trump on Iran. Clearly, I have my differences with President Trump on Turkey. Clearly, I have my differences with President Trump on the way he talks about Mamdani compared to Bibi. All those things are true. I don't shy away from that. But I also feel he's the best president ever, and I love him. I adore him. And I think he still feels the same way about me. I don't know. Got to try to find him first. He's been very busy. But my next guest in studio, somebody's been on this station quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Also, great relationship with President Trump. Best friends. Really best friends. Much closer than I've ever been with President Trump. And then it got ugly. But then, as a lot of good friends do, they find a way to make it good again. A lot of you folks are like, oh, why are you putting this guy on? He's a traitor. He's a backstabber. Calm down. Calm down. Okay? First of all, don't ever tell me who to put on my show ever, okay? If it was up to you, you'd be hosting this show, not getting number one ratings like I get. I know what I'm doing. And I've had conversations with this guy, and I believe him. His name is Michael Cohen. Used to be Trump's attorney. Got very, very ugly. He went to prison. Not jail, prison. He's gotten out. And he has repaired the relationship with President Trump. I think part of the issue, Mike, is that, and we've had very good conversations, you and I think part of the issue is, for some reason, the audience either chooses or is having a hard time believing that you and Trump are okay now. But you can guarantee that right now, can't you?
I absolutely can. In fact, so has the president on his Truth Social posts. But more importantly, I understand. I truly understand why there is a divided opinion of me, especially on conservative talk radio. I totally get it. The reason? Because it's the same as what's going on in America, the divisiveness. There is a camp. It's Camp Trump. Anyone who does or says anything, yourself included, you don't agree with Donald Trump on Iran? I actually do agree with Trump on Iran. We're permitted to have differences of opinion. That's what makes America America. It's what makes us great. But if, in fact, you say something that doesn't ascribe to their ideology, automatically said you're a traitor, you're a backstabber, you're a loser, right? I mean, on my show, when you know, that comes out on Sunday, we're doing Michael's mailbag. A lot of people send me, as I'm sure you receive.
Yeah, I get a lot.
Yeah, they send me some, let's just call it insanely graphic texts and DMs and so on, and I plan on exposing them. You want to be a texting tough guy with me, male or female? That's great. But understand, I too have the right to call you out.
Of course.
And I will.
So you're pissed?
Of course I'm pissed.
But why? Look, I mean, these people, what I would tell you is, I've been doing this a long time, and I get that stuff every day for 20 years, is who cares? You know, if you really are good again with the president, and I know you are, you did your time. You served prison time, so you paid back you did what you had to do, okay? Why do you care what some computer tough guy in Brooklyn says about you? They have no idea who you are. They don't know the president of the United States. They love him. That's great. I love him too. But they don't know anything. Why does it bother you so much?
Oh, in fact, it's not the people that will be listening to me. It's the people who are now calling me a traitor because I acknowledge what Trump is doing in Iran. I believe personally that what he's doing is right, not just for Israel and the Middle East, but for the world. I ascribe to the notion that Iran must never, ever be a nuclear power, that it would be devastating to the world, to my children and future generations.
Well, we all agree on that. That's not exclusive to you. I just don't like the way he handled the war the last 2 months. Otherwise, I agree with everything. And right now, he's clearly in agreement with me because he's taking the gloves off.
Well, and I actually predicted it on my Substack when I wrote, I understand Trump probably better than anybody there. In fact, if I was the Ayatollah Khomeini, the new one, if he's even still alive.
He's all mangled. Yeah.
I'd probably hire me as a consultant in order to tell him.
Please tell me you wouldn't take that job.
No, I would not.
Okay, thank you very much. I know Mamdani would. Well, when you say...
Well, the reason I say that he should, because they don't understand Trump at all. They are constantly getting him wrong. Yes, he will pull back. He will turn around and want to go the route of peace. But understand... When he loses his patience for their stupidity. By the way, the same nonsense they've been doing for 47 years.
Yeah, they don't care.
I
think they do understand. I just don't think they care.
Nah, they don't
care.
They don't understand how far you can actually push Trump, before which he's going to do what he did just the other day, another 100-plus targets.
Yeah, thank God. So you said you've known Trump for a long time. Correct. So let's date that back. What year did you meet President Trump?
In 2005.
2005. So you've known the president now for going on 22 years. And were you friendly initially just because you knew him from the neighborhood? How quickly did he make you his attorney?
That would have taken place in 2007.
All right. So for about 2 years, you guys knew each other. You hung out. Then he made you his personal attorney.
Well, I was doing some legal work for him. At the time, I was a partner over at the law firm of Phillips Nizer. Mm-hmm. And he had some issues, whether it started over at Trump World Tower, it then morphed on to Trump Mortgage, and after Trump Mortgage, it was Trump Entertainment Resorts. And so I was just another sort of sharp-elbowed attorney for it, at which point the Trump Entertainment Resort case is an interesting one. He was losing control, voting control, to the board. And he had asked me if I would review some documents. It was a Chapter 11 reorganization that would give him back some control.
Is this the casinos?
Yes, this was the casinos.
Yeah, Trump, the Taj Mahal, and the Tower, right?
That's correct. There was several. There were 3 casinos initially.
Okay.
And what happened is being obsessive compulsive, I started reading. He gave me 2 books. Each one was bigger than War and Peace. and I'm reading it. And my wife knew this was going to be a problem because he needed the hook. So I'm going through the book, and I have my highlighter, and I'm reading it. And each one, I'm telling you, it's like War and Peace. It must have been 1,000 pages between the 2. And I couldn't find it. And it drove me crazy. And I didn't go to sleep. So I start again. Finally, about, I don't know, maybe 21 hours into it, I find the hook. And then I type up a memorandum for him. I meet him the next day in the office. I turn around and he goes, Michael, that may be the best thing I've ever. He goes, we're going to kill him. Michael, quite frankly, we're going to take him apart. And by the way, I went with him to the GM building, and I watched him disassemble them with a master class.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best.
Of just business acumen. But here's the great part. He then turns on the way back to the office after laughing. And by the way, as we left the GM building, and it's only, 1 block from Trump Tower? There must have been 5,000 people swarmed him. I got the understanding and the taste. It's not about money. It's about fame. It was about the power.
And winning.
The power was really in his notoriety.
Yeah.
And he knew how to use it. So we're sitting in the office, and he says, well, how much do I owe you? So I said to him, I put in probably, he goes, give me a discount. So I said, probably about $100,000. So he goes, why don't you come work for me? So that's where it all happened.
That's where it all happened. So you worked with him for a long time. By the way,
he never paid me the $100,000.
No, I'm sure.
No, he said, you want to get fired on day number 1?
That's funny. So you're with him for a long time, and you're right there from the very beginning when he first announced he's going to run for president.
Whoa, hold on a second. I started the campaign. I wasn't there from the beginning.
Well, give me, because we have about 5 minutes. Give me the details how you started.
I was the beginning.
You were the beginning.
In 2011.
Wasn't Steve Bannon?
Stop it. Steve Bannon came in, I don't know, like months and months after this.
Okay.
I started with Trump on this in 2011. There was an article in the paper that said, who would you vote for president that, nobody would think of? 5% said Donald Trump. So I knocked on the door and said, hey, boss, you want to see something cool? I handed it to him. He goes, let's do it. Check it out. So I actually have a book. It's a leather-bound book that I hired a lawyer from Texas who went ahead and put together every single district, every single state in the country, how to win the election. And by the way, I'm going to put it in the presidential library. It's mine. I own it. Not only that, so then we decided not to do it in 2011, and I have the original letter too, where he attacks Barack Obama on it. So he said, I can't do it. I was co-president at the time also of Trump Productions. negotiated a $65 million for him deal. He's like, you don't walk away from Hollywood.
Is that The Apprentice?
That was The Apprentice.
Celebrity
Hollywood.
Apprentice at that point.
Correct. Hollywood walks away from you.
Yeah.
He also bought the Doral. He just bought
I was there that day
Scotland.
in Miami when he actually first took ownership of that course.
Well, I was there too.
Yeah.
And then he also bought one in Scotland and one in Ireland. So he was like, there's too much going on. But I swear to you, Michael,
We'll do it.
I swear.
We'll do it.
If you're with me shoulder to shoulder in 2015, the entire campaign consisted initially of two people, him and I.
Wow. I don't think most people know that. So, again, because we have to do the abridged version because I got other guests coming up, I do want to bring you back. It got ugly at some point, and what is your understanding, Mike Cohen, of why it got ugly?
I was subpoenaed to testify before the initial one was the Senate Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. I brought in a guy who was referred to me by Sean Hannity by the name of Jay Sekulow, a lawyer. And he said to me, you don't need to show up. Just send to them and thank you very much for inviting me, but I refuse. And then they subpoenaed me. And now all of a sudden, Trump was angry. He's like, what are you doing? It's a bad story. I said, I don't want to testify. I do not want to be.
This is all about the Stormy Daniels money.
This was about, yes, and Russia hoax.
And the Russia hoax.
Mostly the Russia hoax,
No
the Steele
kidding.
dossier. Yes, sir. Mostly it was about the Steele dossier, which was a bunch of nonsense. 13 allegations raised against me. Not one of them is accurate. I am named in the Steele dossier more than anybody else. That I went to Prague. I went with $10 million in cash. I went to go pay off Russian compromise for the benefit of Paul Manafort, who I don't even like, by the way. And
He went to prison, too.
Yeah, and then I own a dacha in Sochi next door to Putin. My family is the biggest real estate developers in Moscow.
Did they accuse you of getting Pete on the bed as well, or no? You weren't involved in that, thank God.
No.
But 13 different spots?
13 allegations raised against me in that fake document, and that's what they were using in order to go. People don't even fully understand the story, which is why when you know is going to be so important, because you don't know. My God, Sid, you're doing this every single day. You don't know. And if you don't know, I can't imagine how anybody else would, which is why I'm so thankful to John Catsimatidis, WABC, and the president for giving me an opportunity within which to express the truth, the real facts behind it.
And it got really bad for you to the point where you went to prison, you lost millions and millions of dollars. Don't worry about giving the exact number. I know what it is, but it's bad. I'm sure your wife was furious. Your family had to be very, very unhappy. What was your lowest point? Was it one morning, Michael, you're in prison and you're like, oh my God, the president hates me. I just lost blah, blah, blah $1 million. And what was your lowest point?
My lowest point was when the judge sentenced me. I had my family there, my father.
Did you think he wasn't going? Oh, you knew you lost already, but did you think the sentence would be?
I pled.
Okay.
My entire case, so you know, lasted 48 hours.
That's it. So did you think he'd be more lenient, I guess, is the question.
100%. By the way, the amount of money, for example, on the tax, I'm a first-time tax offender. I had paid over $20 million in taxes. I have never filed a late tax return. I had no overseas bank accounts. There was no cash. Every single document was given to my CPA. Every single document in an organized, tabulated 3-ring notebook. Even the federal agent turned around and said, is this really how you do your tax? I'm obsessive compulsive. It's how I do things. Everything is organized. And he was like, I can't believe it. So I was like, every single deposit was there. So the accountant made a mistake. Okay, tell me how much. Unlike you or anybody else, I was never afforded an opportunity to even discuss it. I was told on a Friday at 5:30 p.m. on a Friday, you have until Monday at 9 a.m. to come in and plead guilty to what we tell you, or we file an 80-page indictment that includes your wife.
Oh, my God. That's not right.
So I'm asking everybody, all the listeners, what would you do?
Oh, same thing you did.
What would you do?
Same thing.
So I turned and said, fine, I'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday.
Then they said to me, we'll send a car for you. I said, to hell with you.
Yeah.
I'll take a cab down there. No, sir. We need to pick you up. I said, go to hell.
Go to hell. So in the final 60 seconds, and again, don't forget, 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon, he's really great, Michael Cohen. Is his show. And what is the name of the show again?
When you know.
You know.
You know.
All right, so you go to prison. You and Trump have this really ugly breakup. It's everywhere. Michael Cohen, Michael Avenatti's name was out there about the same time. He's actually a really bad guy. But when did all this end? Was it a text from President Trump? Was it a call from President Trump? How long ago, and what exactly happened that you guys are now friendly again.
In the most absurd of ways. The most absurd. I started getting attacked by the far left. People who would call me all the time just to joke. People who would call me, we'd be on each other's Substack lives and so on. They start including me into the Epstein file.
Who was they?
Do I have to mention it?
Yes, show some balls.
Tara Palmer. Whoa. Whoa.
You don't like that.
Whoa.
Well, you've been to prison now. You're a real tough guy. I know.
You have no idea.
My former partner, Bernard, God rest his soul, actually once said, this guy, Michael Cohen, is a cross between Clarence Darrow and Tony Soprano, just so you know. So
more like a Ray Donovan than Tony Soprano. I'm kind of fit. I'm not.
Yeah, no, you're in good shape. You look good. Give me one more name, and then you can continue your story.
Tara Palmieri, Lev Parnas,
Yeah.
Zev Shalev,
Sure.
Wajahat Ali, Joe Walsh, JoJo from Jersey. I mean, all of them. All of a sudden, there was a case that I handled for Trump. And it was called Jane Doe versus Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. It was a fraudulent case. In fact, the lawyer who I spoke to acknowledged they never met the client, and so he withdrew the case. They started associating a different case, a Katie Johnson Jane Doe case. I tried to explain to them, there are more Jane Doe cases filed in the United States than there are Ford F-150s in the country.
True.
And it is true.
Yeah.
And so I turned and said, all I did is work on this case. And during all the time that I was with Trump, more than any human being, probably even to this day alive, I never saw Trump speak to him. I never heard him on the phone. I never...
Talking about Epstein.
Epstein.
Right.
Never communicated with him. Mind you, that's from when I started 2007 through 2018. We never talked about him other than this one case that ended up on my desk that I had withdrawn. And I tried to explain that it wasn't enough for them. Anything that they can try to throw at this man to harm him, to dirty him up, they were happy to do it. And I said, if it was true, I assure you, I would not be defending him. But lo and behold, they don't care.
No.
Truth doesn't matter to them long as they have the ability to throw mud.
So Trump became aware that you were defending him, and what, he texted you, he called you, Margot Martin called you. Who called you?
Well, it was
say that.
Actually a friend.
A friend.
Of both of ours who got involved. And then expressed to me that Trump felt really sorry. They were beating me up every single day, every single one of them going on for hours. And they were only doing it for clickbait and to make money.
The scumbags. All those names, I know them all. They're all scumbags. When was the last time you had any back and forth with President Trump? Text, call, something?
It was a text a couple days ago.
Yeah,
congratulating me on this WABC
Is that right?
gig. Yes, sir.
All right, so you guys are good.
Yeah, yes.
Is it fair to assume,
by the way,
then,
can I tell you something?
Yeah.
From a
by
emotional...
the way, not that your life needs to be judged whether or not Donald Trump loves you.
Right.
I mean, we got to that point because I love the president so much. If he likes you, you're good. If he doesn't like you, but, you did what you had to do, that's fine, too. But he really does like you. That's the bottom line.
Yes. Well, we have a history together.
Yeah.
Right? And all these folks that are saying they're only there because of what I started with him.
Yeah.
So he congratulated me on this gig, and I'm so thankful. For me,
yeah,
my blood pressure had become an issue over the last couple of years. Terrible. Where
really?
Yeah.
You almost died?
Well, yeah. I was hospitalized twice for high blood pressure.
And you're a young guy. How old are you?
I'm turning 60.
Me too. Same age. When are you going to be 60?
August.
Oh, I'm in April. Okay. Wow, you're coming up.
Yeah. So do I have to respect you because you're my older? That shit ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
You're funny.
Right. So my point is...
you got to respect me because you're doing radio now, and I'm the all-time best. That's why.
I'm the all-time... You're not even close, quite frankly. There's nothing...
No one's even close.
No one's... So for me, to be able to step away from the emotional pressure and the anxiety that it caused...
Yeah.
We were very close.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative and thankful that we have been able to forgive one another on this and start anew.
30 seconds. If President Trump, God forbid, lost to Kamala Harris, people have asked me this, would Michael Cohen at that point have any interest of being Trump's friend again? Or did you do it because he happens to be the most powerful man in the world?
I would still want it. You have to understand, people would always express to me, you guys had a deep and a true friendship. I spoke to Trump every single morning at 4:30 a.m. and 11:30 at night, forgetting about everything about during the day.
That's when he does it.
Literally for over a decade. Every day I'd be on vacation. He'd be like, Michael, where are you? I said, sir, I'm in St. Bart's. He goes, what are you doing in sleepy St. Bart's? Come tomorrow. Next year, you're going to come on me. Stay with the family in Mar-a-Lago. I said, sir, I'm really enjoying this. There's this beautiful naked girl sitting next to me from France.
Right.
So he goes, really? Yeah. So I'm like,
and Bo Dietl to my right.
Yeah.
He loves it there, too. He's there all the time.
I saw Bo yesterday, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
He's on the show every Tuesday. Well, listen, I wish you the best of luck on Sunday. You've been honest with me. I just met you less than 2 weeks ago. We've had very good conversations, and I believe everything you say. So
because the truth is the truth.
Well, I guess. I just believe you. I appreciate that. I believe you, and I think you're going to do a really good show starting this Sunday. And I think the listeners will come around, and if they don't, it's because they're not going to anyway. Who cares?
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
So God bless you.
Good
luck
brother.
on Sunday, and you just did a great job this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll be back.
Thank you. That's yes, you will. Michael Cohen.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Tonight, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light Drafts. Friday, July 10th, first pitch is at 7 p.m. May the Force be with you on Star Wars Night with post-game kids glow around the bases with special lightsaber training packs.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.